here's something, kind of a test or an idea for you to think about. Imagine that Walter Williams only has $11. I can compete with Bill Gates. You don't believe me? Okay, let's imagine there's an auction and we're bidding for a pound of steak. And Bill Gates says, I bid 20. Then I say, I bid 11 for half of it. Now, Bill Gates can say, well, I bid $40. I bid 11 for quarter of it. Now, the point I'm making is that in the free market, if you're poor, at least you can get some of what you want. Now, for example, take me and Bill Gates. Bill Gates can buy a yacht and be on the yacht all the time. I can get the yacht for an hour. I can rent it for an hour. I can get a Rolls Royce. Bill Gates might have a Rolls Royce. I can get a Rolls Royce. I can rent a Rolls Royce. That is, in the free market, you can get some of what you want. And the market caters to the common man. Just ask yourself, who do you think got richer? The people who produce Rolls Royces or the people who produce Fords? It's the people who produce Fords. They got richer because they were catering to the common man. What record companies sell more records? Are they the records companies that sell Pavarotti records or Michael Jackson records? Now, a lot of people in the free market, that's wealthy people who want to hear Pavarotti, they rip off the common man through the public broadcasting system so that they can hear Pavarotti. The market is not going to provide what they consider the optimal level of Pavarotti. So, and then open markets benefit the poor in another way. Right now I'm in New York. Now, for a person, an economic opportunity for a poor person, let's say in New York City, is to be able to go out and buy a car, a used car, and get into the taxi cab business and be able to make money to support his family. But in New York, he has to get a license in order to own and operate a taxi. They call it a medallion up here. And in May, I haven't kept up with the recent figures, in May 2007, a medallion was selling for close to $600,000. That is a license to own and operate one taxi, close to $600,000. Well, what's the effect of a licensing law that generates a $600,000 license price? Well, it tends to discriminate against people getting in the cab business who don't have $600,000 lying around. And who are the people who don't have $600,000 lying around? They're poor people. Or they can't get a loan. Matter of fact, I think it's called the Medallion Loan Trust Company in New York that sells mortgages for taxi licenses, or they grant mortgage or big loans for taxi licenses. Now, that's ripping off people. I think that's unfair government activity. And while New York is the most egregious case of the licensing exists in many other cities as well. That is, people who are already in have the desire to cut off the bottom rungs of the economic ladder for those who are outside. And so free markets are what poor people need. Free markets, or laissez-faire capitalism, it refers to an economic system where there's no government interference except to outlaw and prosecute fraud and coercion. Now, do we have a free market system in the United States? No, we don't. There's extensive government interference.